flyer was designed by Devon Graphics. He is one of the best graphic designers in Ghana. Today, we are going to design this completely from scratch, starting with a white canvas all the way to a complete design. I'll be giving out some pro tips as well. We are going to use Photoshop for this, but as always, comment down below if you want me to use any other design software for this same design. I'll also leave the PSD file of this design in the description. So without any further ado, let's dive in. So we are right here in Photoshop, and at this part, you have to set up your dimensions for your project. So all that you have to do is to click on new file. This window will pop up, and when it pops up, just set up your dimensions. So we are going to go by 10 by 10 inches with the artboards checked, and with everything stays constant here, we are going to click on create. Now that we have our canvas created, we have to set up our colors to begin the project. So this time around, we are going to redesign something that someone has done already. So we don't need to come up with our own colors. All that you have to do is to copy the colors on the flyer that we are going to redesign. So I'm going to import this and then prepare the colors up front. So go to File, Place Embedded, Powerful, and then we put it at one side of our canvas. Click on the check mark, Control minus to zoom out. So we position it well. Now, what you're about to do is that I'm going to draw a square up there so that I'll copy the colors on it. So you come here, you right click on this tool, and then you select the rectangle tool. And when you come up here, all that you have to do is to press and hold on shift on the keyboard, and then you draw a small square like this. You take out the stroke from here. And with this rectangle, you're going to make sure the layer is selected. And then we come down here to FX. And the FX, you're going to choose Gradient Overlay. And with the Gradient Overlay, we're going to click on this one. As you can see, I have already done with this color here. So let's click on OK, OK again. And then let's copy it over V on the keyboard to let the move view. And then we copy this to this side like this. And then we open up the gradient. So we double click on this Gradient Overlay to open up the gradient. You click on the gradient here. And this part opened. So you click on the first color. And then you click on this one. And then use the color picker to pick up this color. We're going to use this color right here. Click on OK, and you click on this color too. Click on that part, and then you're going to use this color here. So as you can see, we have our second gradient intact. So we're going to copy it again. So we press and hold on Alt plus Shift, and then we copy it like so. So we're going to copy our third gradient. So you double click on the gradient overlay as I told you earlier for this window to pop up, and then you click on the middle here, this one to pop up, and then you click on the first layer, the first color, click on this one as well, and then you select this color here, and then you click on this part here, click on this part here, and then you select the plain one. Okay, so that's great. So we're going to delete this one and then focus on our canvas. So select these ones and then position them well up there. So we're going to start with a test. They use a font called Montserrat. I'll leave everything that I'm going to work with. If it is a file, if it is a tester and everything, I'm going to leave the link in the description for you to download them. So don't worry about them. So we press on T on the keyboard for the test tool, or you come down here and then you click on T. Come on your canvas and then click on it. First test is Eagles. And then let's select the font that they use. The font is called Montserrat. So we're gonna change the weight from regular to somewhere bold, or I think semi-bold will do. No, extra bold. Let's enlarge it a bit. So we're gonna increase the size to like 36. Yeah, something like this. So you press and hold on Shift on the keyboard, and then you drag it down to copy. Okay, and then the second test is Conf. Control A to select all Conf. Let's copy this one too, and then let's add the rings. Click on the check mark. Now let's arrange them well. Around this area, he did something that I'm going to show you right now. He made sure that there is a space for the G, and then he cuts some part of the O and the N. And this part here, he made it in a way that the F is like the E, so they all come together. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Make sure that the conf is selected, and then you come down here. When you come here, right click on the shapes, and then make sure that the ellipse tool is selected. You draw an ellipse, gauge it down under it. Let's reduce the opacity, so 5 for 50 opacity, and then let's position it a bit closer. That looks good. Now you have to come down here to the layers panel, Let me push this one up a bit for you to see. Come down here to the layers panel and make sure that the ellipse one is selected, and press and hold on Control on the keyboard and click on the thumbnail to select the area. Now the square has been selected, but we are not going to take out the square. We are going to focus on the conf. So you click on the conf to select it, and then you press backspace on the keyboard to delete that part that has been selected from the conf. Yes, so Control D to deselect, and now you take out the ellipse. Over here you right click on the eagles to select the layer. So when you come to the layers panel, you right click on it, then you rasterize type. You go again for your ellipse tool, and now you draw an ellipse that will suit the F5 on the keyboard for 50 opacity. So now that the circle has been created, you don't need a full circle, you need just half of it. You come to the ellipse layer, and then you right click on it, and then you rasterize layer. Come up here, select this one here, so right click on it and then select the rectangle marker tool, select it, and come here. We don't need a full circle, we need just a part of it, so we're going to cut some part off. Make sure the layer is selected, then press on backspace on the keyboard to take off that part. Control D to deselect. Now come down here to the layers panel, so Control on the keyboard, press and hold on it, and bring it to the thumbnail of the layer that is selected, and then click on it to select that area. When that area is selected, so we are going to select the eagles layer, and you press on backspace on the keyboard to take out that part out of it. Now you have something like this, but we are not done, because at this part he did something here to make sure that this part blends in and this part too blends in. We are going to do that really quick. Come down here to the layers panel, press and hold on Control and click on the thumbnail, and now we're going to use the inverse of the selection. So Control minus minus to zoom out, and then Control Shift I to invert the selection. We're going to take the eraser tool. We're going to select the conf. After the conf has been selected, press on E for eraser, or you can come here to select the eraser tool. And let's just start playing. But before we do that, let's make sure that we are using the hard brush. Take the hardness to 100%, the size we can control it later. So let's start taking off this area and this part too as well. Let's zoom in to do something great. It looks good. So now you are done with the test. So all that you have to do is to group all the layers. So select the first one and press on hold on Shift on the keyboard to select the last one, and now Control G to group them. After grouping, you press on Control plus J to duplicate the layer, and then you hide the previous layer. And with this layer, we're going to right click and then go to convert to smart object. The reason why we selected our colors already is that it's just going to help us to easily apply the colors on the design. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I right click on this one to select the rectangle, and now right click on the layer here and click on copy layer style. Select this one, right click on it, and then paste layer style. And as you can see, the colors have been effortlessly pasted on the layer. And there was another test here, 2024. Press on T on the keyboard for the test tool, then click on it, and let's do it. You press on 2, enter, 0, enter, 2, enter, 4. Great. Then click on the check mark. As for the 2024, the font he used was Nexa. So you come up here and then you search Nexa Bold. All these ones, I mean the font that he used, everything, I'll leave the link in the description for you to download them. All the fonts he used for the project, they are all free fonts, so you can also use them in your project. Now let's group these ones. And now let's move on to the theme. And with the theme, we need a text. So let's press on T on the keyboard for the text, or you can come down here to select it. Increase. I have already typed them here. And now there was something here, the theme itself. So let's copy one of these to this side. And increase the spacing. You're going to take 75. Let's go a little bit smaller, 8. And then the spacing to 100. They did something with the theme. All they did was very simple. So you come down here to right click to select the ellipse tool, and now you press and hold on Shift on the keyboard, and then you draw a perfect circle, and then you take out the fill. And even this one safe, you have to change the color. So you're going to select the ellipse and now press and hold on Alt plus Shift on the keyboard, copy it to the side like this. And with both of them, select them, Ctrl G to group them, Ctrl J to copy, turn off this layer. And now let's focus on this one. So you right click on this and then you convert to smart objects. And then you right click on it again and then you rasterize the layer. Now you press and hold on Ctrl on the keyboard to click on the theme layer as well, to select both of them. And then you center them vertically and then horizontally. And select group one layer, that is the circle. And then you come up here, right click on it and then select the rectangular marker tool and you draw like this. Press on backspace on the keyboard to clear that area. Now let's group this one, so Ctrl J. We position this one too at this side and let's group both of them. Ctrl minus to zoom out. So now we need a triangle. So for the triangle, we come down here and then right click on the shift to select the triangle to press and hold on Shift on the keyboard to draw a nice triangle. Increase the size of it, Ctrl T to transform. We're going to take up the stroke. So click on this one to take out the stroke. Right click on the rectangle here to select the layer. And now you right click on the layer, come down here to copy the layer style. After copying the layer style, come to this rectangle. Right click on it to select the layer. And now right click on the layer to paste the layer style. Press and hold on Shift plus Alt on the keyboard and then copy it to this side. Ctrl T, right click and then flip vertical. So we have to right click on this rectangle, select the layer, and now we come to the layer to right click on it. And now we go to copy layer style. Right click on it and then we select the rectangle. The layer of the rectangle. When the layer is selected, you come to the layer, right click on the layer, and then you paste the layer style. So beneath the triangles, there is a text. Let's change the text itself. The font he used for this mandated is called Bebas, search Bebas. And as I said, I will leave the links to all these fonts in the description. Change the color to black, but not the black around this area. Okay. But the 6 p.m. has a different color, so come to the layer and then select the 6 p.m. double click on this thumbnail, select the 6 p.m. come up here so that the green will show, come up to the color and I'll pick this color. Okay, click on enter. Now the 8 a.m. too was different color, so let's select the layer, double click on the thumbnail, select this 8 a.m. click on the color, come up here, select this one, click on OK, enter on the keyboard. And we need some rectangles in front of it. So it's very simple. Let's copy this rectangle. Now Ctrl T, then you right click and rotate 90 degrees anti-clockwise, then reduce the size. Both of them selected. Select this one by pressing and hold on Ctrl on the keyboard to do that selection. Ctrl G group. So I'm gonna just say tile. Now what is left is the images. For the images, we need just some 3 rectangles. Let me take out the stroke. Click on the fill. We are not going to use just one color. We are going to use gradients. So we click on this one, select the gradients. to click on this one, then click on the basics here, this part, to open up all the available basics. So this one is perfect. Then click on this white area, and then let's make sure that the colors up there is visible. So let's pull this one down. Great. And now click on the fill again, click on the gradient, click on this part. And now the first color, we're going to change it to this green here. Okay. And the second color will be the one up here. Okay. Now we're going to change the angle to somewhere here. And then we are going to change the corner radius. Make sure that this one is checked, and then you increase all of them together. So after drawing the rectangle, he added a texture to the rectangle. We go to File, Place Embedded. There's a texture. So reduce the size. If you are worrying about where I got this texture, I have a lot of them in the description. In the first link, you can see graphic design resources. I have a lot of them in there, plus other resources like mockup, backgrounds, PNG images, PSD files, a whole lot of them right there. Right now, it's going for a whopping 70% discount, so you can check it out if you are interested. But everything I'm going to use in the video, I will leave the link in the description for you to download them for free. Now that you have the texture here, right click on the layer, and then you create clipping mask. Come up here to the normal, click on this one, and change the blending mode to multiply. I will change the opacity a bit, and then group them, Ctrl G, and name them image 1. So we copy these ones down, position them here, and then open up the image, select the rectangle, and come up here, click on the fill, this part of the gradient, and now click on the first one. Before then, let's make sure that the colors here is showing. Click on the first color here, change it to this. Okay. And the second color, change it to this. Powerful. Okay. Okay, again. And now we are going to duplicate everything. So this one, we are going to rename it to image 2. Image 2. Ctrl J to duplicate. And this one to image 3, and then let's position it down here, and open up the image 3, select the rectangle, come to the fill, and then click on the gradient, and we're going to change the gradient. So this one, we're not going to do any giddy adjustment. I'm just going to click on this part to swap the colors. As you can see, the colors have been swapped. Nice. And then starting from the first one that we created, we're going to start importing the images. So right click on this, select the rectangle of the image 1, come to File, Place Embedded, and these are the images that we are going to use. So you import this one first. Okay, right click, flip horizontal, Ctrl U to transform, right click on the layer, and then you create clipping mask. So with the second image, with this second picture, the head should be outside, but all the body should be clip mask into the shape. Let me show you what I mean by that. The layers have been selected, right click on them, create clipping mask, Ctrl J to duplicate the image. So as you can see, we have emoji1 and then emoji1 copy. Select the emoji1 copy, come here, add a layer mask, and select the layer mask, press on B for the brush tool, and then make sure that the foreground color is black as it is right now, and take out this area. And then leave the head like so. But make sure that you select this one, this one, this one. Right click, link layers. And now with the third image, Additionally, there is some small circles here, so let's click that one as well. So to do that, come down here, right click on the shapes, select the ellipse tool, and now press and hold on shift on the keyboard and draw a small circle like this. Let's zoom in to see it clearly. And now let's take out the stroke by clicking on this thing and click on this one as well to take out the stroke. And let's change the color to this. Okay, nice. Okay, and now let's zoom in. Let's duplicate this one 3 times. So what is left with us to do is to add the logos and the things up here. So the space there is not enough. You have to push these things upwards, rectangle here. So you have to push these things up, and then select the artboard and increase this part and this part as well. Nice. So we just have to add the logos and then the social media icon. Let's start with the social media icons. So you need the social media icons, that is Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So go to File, Place Embedded. First of all, let's import the Instagram. Let's change the color overlay to something like this, black, but not deep black. Nice. Okay, again, let's import the other ones. So with this one, let's click on the check mark, and now let's make sure it is rasterized. So right click on this, rasterize the layer, come up here, right click on this, select the magic 1 tool, and then click on this, press and hold on shift on the keyboard, click on this part, add this part as well. Hit backspace on the keyboard to clear those areas, Control D to deselect. Let's change the color to that of the Instagram. So go to color overlay, and then yeah, I think it has automatically checked that. Let's add Facebook and X. So File, Place Embedded, X. Okay, so for the X tool, you have to take out the black part and change the color of the white. So let's do it. Right click on the layer, rasterize the layer, come up here, right click on this one, select the magic 1 tool, click on this part, press and hold on shift on the keyboard, select the middle one, hit backspace on the keyboard, Control D to deselect. And now select the layer, go to FX and add color overlay. Okay, you left with Facebook. So Facebook, you have to go to File, Place Embedded, and now for the Facebook, I think it is part of this group. Right click on the layer, rasterize the layer, pick up this horizontal marquee tool, and then cut off this part. So take out this part, right click, and then layer via cut or copy. Any of them will do. Clear the layer beneath it. So now we have the Facebook here. You see, for icons, you have to make sure that you are using a uniform icon. So if you are using fill icon, make sure they are filled. If you are using outline icon, make sure they are all outlined. I think this one safe. I've made a mistake. So let me just take this one off, import the real one to make uniformity. So this one, yes. So this is the real one to make this one uniform. Click on the check mark, and then as I did, real quick one. They are all the same and they are all uniform. And now let's arrange them. So now let's add the logo. So you go to this side, Control T to transform. Now you need a text up here. Let's copy this one. Control Shift square bracket to bring it to the top of all the layers. Get to this side, and now Now let's one thing, let's copy this whole thing up here and select the text and change it to come and join us. Let's change the color of the text to black. This black. Great. So we're left with one thing. We have to add some texture to the design to make it pop better. All the things that I've used in this video, I will leave the link in the description. So we go to File, Place Embedded. So with this one, Ctrl-Shift, enlarge it to cover the entire canvas. Now let's change the blending mode to multiply. As you can see, it has changed the appearance of this. Can reduce opacity to 50. Great. So now let's see before, after. This is Devon's flyer and this is my redesign. This is just a single flyer, but if you want to learn the exact process all designers use for designing a flyer, click on the video on the screen now. Until next time, quench not your creativity. Peace.